I just spent 100 raids dying in Tarkov 1.0 labs, and in the process of all of that, my stash value is down 28 million rubles. Why would I do this? Well, I'm unemployed, but more importantly, every time I run labs, I just feel like I keep dying to a literal esports player. So I decided to start backing that up by recording every single person I died to try figure out if I was just delusional or if everyone was indeed just insane at the game. The total time to record all 100 deaths was 14.3 hours and 315.3 gigabytes worth of footage. I have a recording of every single death and every single profile. It's time to get into the statistics. Now, it's important to say which statistics I am taking here. I am taking the PMC KD in the top left and PMC survival rate. This does not include scav raids, but it does include scav kills that you get on a PMC. So just to clarify, that's not a PMC on PMC KD, it is your PMC KD against other PMCs including player scavs, rogues, AI, just anything that you kill, but it is not influenced by your scavs statistics. And then obviously for hours, I'm just taking the hours. So starting off with hours. Now because we did 100 raids, the percentage I'm about to give you is equal to the amount of accounts in that category, because if 10 people had over 2,000 hours, that means 10% of the people had over 2,000 hours. 7% of players had over 5,000 hours. 37% had between 2.5k and 5k, 32% had between 1k and 2.5k, and 24% had between 0 and 1k. The player with the highest amount of hours was 9,840, and the lowest amount of hours was 147, and the average hours across all 100 accounts was 2,588. In terms of survival rate, not a single person had a survival rate between 70 to 100%, 35% were between 50 and 70%, 56% were between 30 and 50%, and only 9% was between 0 and 30%. The highest survival rate was 67%, and the lowest survival rate was 17%. The average survival rate for accounts over 2,500 hours was 44.8%. The average survival rate for accounts between 1,000 and 2,500 hours was 43.5%, and the average survival rate for accounts between 0 and 1,000 hours was 42.7%. Across all 100 accounts, the average survival rate was 43.69. Here is a chart that visualizes every single account's survival rate from raid 0 to raid 100, all in order. Now for everyone's favorite KD. There was one singular account with a KD above 25. We'll get into exactly what that number was above 25 in a second. But yeah, one account above 25. So 1% was above 25, 5% was between 15 and 25, 17% was between 10 and 15, 50% was between 5 and 10, and 27% was between 0 and 5. The average KD for accounts over 2,500 hours was 7.84. The average KD for accounts between 1,000 and 2,500 hours is 7.2, and the average KD for accounts between 0 and 1,000 hours was 8.5, the highest of them all. The highest KD, which was the only person above a 25 KD, was a staggering 39.95. This player that had a 39.95 KD was also the one with the 67% survival rate, which was the highest survival rate, and only has 459 hours. The lowest KD was 2.03, and the average KD across the 100 accounts was a whole 7.75. Just like the survival rate, here is every single KD visualized in a graph in order. There's one specific one that stands out in that chart. Now, out of those 100 raids, 70 of them were played on Auto EU servers, and I live in the UK, and 30 of them were on NA East. There are also 2 separate accounts that I came across twice, so that's technically only 98 unique accounts out of the 100 raids. And I could have actually pulled a lot of other data such as raids played and whether they had a prestige or not, but I didn't realize that until about halfway through. If you guys would like more studies like this, just drop a like, show some support, and I'll probably do some more in some other maps. You could give me some ideas in the comments. The spreadsheet is public and down in the description below if you'd like to look at every single metric. And I'd very much appreciate a like and subscribe, and maybe come to the Twitch too. I did sacrifice a whole 100 raids and a lot of rubles for this.